It's trailer season. Actually, we're almost done trailer season. And as you know, if you put holes in a trailer, it's almost pretty much guaranteed to leak. That's a bad thing. So one of the little tricks is you can get one of these patio stones. These things are awesome. Get them a Homey D for like what, 13 to 20 bucks. And here we go. You can use these to make a non-penetrating roof mount that's actually quite solid with a J-arm. So I just got some crap I have in the back of my truck here, and we're going to do that. So first things first, you get your J-arm, right? We need to mark out where the holes are going to go. Because if the holes aren't in the right place, then it will not mount right. So we're going to get some Sharpie here. And by the way, when you're lining this thing up, make sure to try to get it somewhat outside of the lines here, because these little crisscross lines on here will really screw you up when you're going to drill. And you do need to drill a pilot hole, by the way, for each one. So there we go. We've got our 4 little dots here. 4 little black dots. Alright, next thing's next. We need to get our D-walt because anything else sucks. And let's get our pilot holes in place. So I've got my nice little... Yes, ironically, I believe these are Milwaukee bits. Milwaukee makes great bits. Alright, so we're just going to get that, set up our hammer. Here we go, we're going to put it to our pilots first. That's key to try to get this as centered as possible. There we go. That's the first one. Now what I forgot to mention is you want to keep that tip cool, the tungsten tip, so that you don't burn it up. Which you need a bottle of water for that. But I'm just going to keep an eye on the temperature. There's 2. I'm going to cool it down a little bit. Remember, you don't want to burn the head off your bit, especially when you got good ones. And you can tell I've had these things for a long time. Why? Because I take care of them. Whoa, that's something for your rookies to learn. All right, here we go. There's the next one. And how's your bit? Just cool that off a little bit. And on the last pilot hole. Yeah, get in the hole. Oh, there we go. There's that one. So now that we got our pilot holes made, double check and make sure they are pretty close to center on these guys. Why? Because we've got bolts going through. Ooh, I think these are long enough. Yeah, this should work. All right. Now we need to get the proper size for the actual bolts. That looks almost perfect, so we're going to try that one first. Now, why did I drill a small hole first? Because it makes it easier for the big one to go through. You got to work your way through when you're big, right? Well, it's twofold, because it also makes sure that it's lined up. There we go. Something else to keep in mind is if you really value the plastic liner in your truck, put a piece of plywood or rocks under this. Otherwise, you're going to end up with little holes in your plastic. Doesn't matter for me because this truck's pretty much on her way out. I'm just making her last as long as I can. Alright, so the next few parts here, we've got some amazing little nylocks. Alright, so these are called nylock washers. Focus. Focus. No, they never focus. Alright, so the difference with nylocks is nylocks actually have a nylon washer in the top, so you don't need a lock washer with them. They're perfect for little things like this, especially with carriage bolts, because once you tighten them down, they will not loosen off on their own. Now, we chose carriage bolts for a reason, because if you look at that, it's got a nice rounded head on it. Reason being is that when this is underneath, like so, and it's sitting on the roof of the trailer, there's going to be nothing that's going to be able to poke in and damage the rubber on the roof. That's where you got to take things into consideration, right? Alright, so let's do this now. Up she gets. These are your nice little holes here. Oh, look at that. It's almost like I planned it. I am going to make these back holes, so I'm going to countersink them, okay? So we're just going to tip that there for a second. And I'm just going to take the next size up and just do a minor countersink on them so that we can get the lock portion of these, the little square part, to fit appropriately. Okay, so if my calculations are correct, which they're not usually, look at that. See, it's nice and smooth now, right? That's what you want, because remember, if this is going to go on the roof of a trailer with a nice rubber mat on top of it, you don't want to damage that, otherwise you're going to have some pissed off clients. Alright. Well, now that's in place. Let's see if I can... Oh, I might be able to. That'd be pretty awesome. Ha ha, I'm looking like an expert here now, aren't I? You all know me better than that. Alright, so, look at that. It's like I planned it that way or something. Here's our big fat washers. They might not actually work. Might not have thought that one through very well, huh? What do you think? But, just in case, I picked up some secondaries to throw on here. Sometimes bigger is better, especially if it's about the sensation. So here we go. We got some little 1/4 inch by 1 inch. These guys fit on here perfectly. Just slide those little babies on. They should just slip on nicely, you know. Now the tricky part's getting the nylocks on here, because the lower surface, as I pointed out, is actually pretty smooth. So these are 11 mils. What I might actually do, can you grab me the black toolbox from the bottom shelf on the right hand side over there, please? To my lovely assistant. So I'm just using 11 mil here. Yep, nope, black one. It's a black box. Same shelf though. My wonderful, amazing assistant. You keep picking the wrong one. It's like it's on purpose. The black plastic one, silly. It's always the last one you get, right? That would be it. All right. All right, just flop that little bugger right here. All right, I'm going to speed this up a little bit. We're going to get out the old Stanley tool case, and I'm going to go for an 11 mil on here. And that should work pretty good. Sometimes size matters, folks. Keep your wife in consideration, you dumb... I'm going to stop right there. Alright. Insert witty comments here, eh? While I'm like tightening these bolts. I need to make noises to entertain you while I anchor this stuff down, right? Or, you know, I could just do a fancy fast forward edit on this particular part, and then you just be like, oh, it's squirrel time. Okay, so that's the front two. You know, something which you can do, which is optional, is take a set of bolt cutters and cut that off right there. Kind of handy. Also, this is a great place to mount a ground. So if this is sitting on top of a trailer in a trailer park near a lake or on a hillside or a cliff or whatever, you may want to put a ring connector with the number 12 ground on here before you tighten down the nylocks. Why? Because of lightning. Chances are God doesn't like you, and he will strike you down. Okay, so we're almost done this. What I might do here, these ones 11s too. Oh, I might be winning. We'll just loosen this off just a tiny bit. Here we go. Oh, one minute, I'll figure it out. There we go. She's standing at attention. Is that what you want? All you sick buggers. You filthy-minded individuals. I know what you're all thinking. Of course, the last one wants to spin. Let's fix that. Oh, you bugger. Let's see here. See, I put a little bit of pressure on that. That should hold it down, hopefully. Or you're going to make my life miserable. Remember, folks, the universe is not with you. Okay, so this last one here, I'm going to have to put a little bit of... I need to put a buffer zone under it. But this is another great lesson for you to learn. So what I need here is something to give a little bit of force on it. So I got some din rail right here that should work pretty good. So if I put that... Yeah, I should put some pressure on it. Insert more witty banter. Lots more witty banter. Make fun of my gut, eh? What you looking at my gut for? Yeah? I'm getting the don't do that look from my beautiful camera assistant. There we go. Alright, that's almost done up. Awesome. These are all nice and tight, not too tight that they'll split the concrete. We can just throw this guy together. Din rail, back in the truck. Now, this little beauty is what you end up with. And if you look closely, you'll see here, very flush. See, so when you place this on the roof of a trailer, as long as there's no stones or anything under it, it's not going to penetrate the roof. This will also work on apartment complexes or other large buildings as long as you've got enough clearance to get over the roof edge. But another suggestion, by the way, is if you do put this on a building, you want 2-inch styrofoam underneath it, or 1-inch styrofoam, the heavy-duty stuff underneath this. And on trailers, you can actually put a rubber mat or a piece of tire underneath this as well. Make sure it's wide enough, and then I'll add additional protection to the roof. So now we need to erect this in the appropriate position here. Here we go. All right, we're going to tighten her down. All right, so there's that. Now we can anchor a dish on it. There we go, 13 mil. So now, weapon of choice. What do you use? Old Reliable here. Will mount quite nicely on here. Look at that. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Oh, yeah. Old Reliable, right? Or you can use New Reliable. I know I really knocked these things when they first came out, but they're not that bad, really. So we'll use one of these guys as an example. I caught that. Noticed that. All right, so we'll use this one as an example. So we'll just slide this on here. Oh, good. I got enough play that I can do it by finger first. I can finger tighten it. Now, something to notice when you actually tighten these up is you want to tighten them up in an even amount of turns each time, because if you don't, it actually throws your alignment out. So there we go. There you have it. That is how to make a patio slab non-penetrating roof mount. I like that. That'll hold up in some windstorms. Well, anyway, it wasn't a long video, but it was enough to fill your brains with some knowledge here. And remember, folks, when you're done, always put all your shit away. And what did your parents even teach when you were younger, right? There we go. And we'll just minimize this. There we go. She's ready for storage. Look at that. I do recommend tightening that up just a little bit so that when your rookie goes to grab it out of the truck, as they most likely will, you can grab it and lift it like that. So there you go, folks. That's all you need to know. Bye.